Everything started. Just gotta. There we go. And no, I didn't mean to press that button, but you know, whatever. Okay. There we go. Got that over there. And smashing, we are in. Okay. Right, hello everyone. Right, it's time to play some Banished. And it is a bit bad because my original saves were deleted due to the fact that there seems to be something wrong with the internet. It's on the verge of yellow and red and green. Might have to do something about that. I can't see anything else on being online though, so that's a bit odd. Nope, nothing else is online. We'll just have to try to try to survive. Anyway, oh gods, would you behave? My computer is being a little bit silly now, but there we go. Right, I wanted to stream something relaxing because, you know, a lot of the times it had been Supreme Commander or Star Wars Battlefront or even Dark Souls 3, which I did on my YouTube channel, I think. Yeah, I managed to get the YouTube channel to work. So yeah, but it's been a while since I played Banished, and I thought, you know, Banished is a really nice. I'm just gonna turn down the audio volume a little bit. There we go. Hopefully that'll work. Did on my YouTube channel, I think. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Just gonna make sure everything is okay. Oh, la 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 la. It's always a little bit, you know, stuff to do in the beginning. I'm just trying to tweak some settings here on the computer though, so you can't see it. But anyway, there we go. So, you know, my last saves were deleted, but no fear, no matter indeed. We shall have a ton of fun with this. And I was thinking of, well, you know, just trying to start something new then and see what happens. So we gotta find a new name for this this village or city that we're gonna try to make now in the future. So for the simplicity's sakes, I was thinking, you know, we could call it what we did last time, but I'm just gonna go with Runeville, because, you know, it might be something that could work, you know, because, you know, channel name Rune Norse, but you can't. Well, I could call it Norseville, but that would feel odd, I think. So Runeville, you know. So we are all basically Nordic-based people. And we should have some valleys. The terrain size should be large. And you know what? Let's make this interesting. Let's try to make this a challenge to get this harsh. And let's try to get something really good. So we're just going to now push a lot of buttons and get random. And you know what? Let's go with the medium start because, you know, we can't go with the easy because then we just get houses and it messes up the build order. And hard is a little bit too extreme. Put the climate to harsh, so that should be enough. But anyway, let's just start the game then and see how we can get this going on. And Banished wise, I gotta say though, that it is so far, I've said it before, but it is one of my favorite games when it comes to just relaxing, just something you can just relax on by yourself, or it's actually very fun to just sit with people in the same room. For example, that's on my YouTube channel. Me and my brother did it. But now let's see. We're gonna get some of these online. I'm gonna put the professions window over here. I like to get my like a map or screen like this because then I have the resources and the event log up in this corner, and then I can have my professions over here and the minimap down in the left, like I would say that is usual. And let's take a look at the map though and see what we have to deal with. Seems like a fairly decent map actually. We have, let's see, we have at the current time a big mountain in the middle, but fairly large open field here. Some possibilities for expansion up here. There's a river or lake over here with some mountains. Nothing can be built here, but it's good that it's over in the side though. So let's see, some open fields here. This could be a nice expansion as well. This could be a small expansion with fishing villages and possibilities here. Yep. We seem to have a very nice map indeed. A lot of the times I've had lakes like this being in the middle of the map almost immediately where I start, and it can ruin the experience a little bit, I feel. So I do feel lucky. I do feel lucky that way. So yeah. Okay, so now we're gonna figure out what do we have though when it comes to food-wise. So on the crop fields we have cabbage and corn, and the orchards have peaches. That's not too bad. Cabbage and corn will give us a bit of resources. That wise, we are right next to a river, so we will be able to get fish throughout the winter. There's not that many trees nearby, which means I'll have to actually plant trees myself, but I have the mods on, I think. Yes, I have a little bit of extra mods here. For example, the tree growth and life, because otherwise the game is very good on its own, but I feel like I try to just give it a few mods so it doesn't end up game breaking. And for example, one of the mods I gave it was, I always find it very odd if you have, let's say, you want to build a tunnel, and it would cost stone to build it, and it didn't really make sense to me because you were technically removing stone. So I could understand if it had been wood, you would have had to, because, you know, supporting pillars. But I didn't really get the stone, so I got this mod that it just takes longer to build a tunnel, but it doesn't cost any stone because it just fills in itself, because you use the stone that you technically then chop out of the mountains. So in that sense it's very good. But anyway, we're gonna actually try to get some things going on here now. It is early spring, 0 degrees. That's the thing though with harsh weather, it might be very dangerous sometimes. You can either get very hot summers or very cold and harsh winters. Yeah, we're gonna try to first establish some food, and I'm gonna think a gatherer's hut would be appropriate. There's not a lot of trees around though. Yeah, early spring, 0 degrees. Yeah, we're gonna have to go for a gatherer's hut first. So I'm gonna go and put it here. We're gonna need 30 wood and 12 stone, but we do have that, so it's not the end of the world. I'm gonna put the gatherer's hut, let's see, here, and then we can put a forester lodge right next to it. No, go away, mobile phone. What do you want now? There we go. Okay, so we're gonna put it here and pause it so we can just see what we have. I really like the new mod as well, so that it the circle that used to be around it used to be yellow, and now it's blue, so it's actually easier to see what you actually have around here. Let's see. Okay, so here we have the forester lodge, and we're gonna just make it really close to each other so it doesn't take too much space, and this will give us a little bit of extra replanting when it comes to sorry, my voice cracked there. When it comes to the point of oh, what do you call it? Oh, what do you call it? Wow, my go away, stupid fruit fly. I can't remember the word for it now. You know, that's the problem about being Norwegian. You have presets of how you want to say things usually. Okay, so we're gonna make it over there, and okay, so it's through there. So we're gonna make this go away, stupid fly, fly away. Okay, we're just gonna make it road. Oops. Okay, fair enough. We're just gonna make a road network like this and get a grid going of double road there and double road there. And yeah, okay, so that's gonna be the start thing there. Labor wise, there's not really much that we need. We still have resources. Food we have, well, we got a lot of potatoes, which is good. I'm gonna tell people to harvest some trees, so some of the laborers, I want you to go over here and fetch me some wood. Wood is always good. Wood is useful. There we go. Now we can actually press the play button. And it's gonna be interesting. It is going to be interesting to see what will happen. Because after I get the gatherer's hut online, it will give me resources throughout the year. The forester lodge, where is it? There we go. Where is it? There we go. The forester lodge will give me, you know, wood slightly. In the beginning I will rely on manual harvesting, because I will just have one person assigned to the Forester Lord so that he can plant trees and more effectivize the Gatherer's Hut. I might go for a fishing hut as well, fishing dock as well. And I'm gonna have to go for a few houses. The Gatherer's Hut is there, so I'm gonna have to go for a few houses along this side here. This will be then closer to the wood, to the storage barn, and it will be close to the workplace. So I don't have to go that far. So I'm gonna place down some houses there and pause them at the current time, as we want to get the road and the Gatherer's Hut and Forester Lodge up and running. I try to just be a little bit relaxed in how I talk, because, you know, usually when I play Banished, I don't really have like a set goal of what I want to talk about. In Supreme Commander games, I try to be a bit more, I don't know, entertaining, I suppose. You know, when it's games that tend to be a bit more fast-paced, it doesn't really focus that much on the relaxation part. You know, Supreme Commander is relaxing, it's not that, and it's very fun, but it can be very stressful. And I do apologize if my dialect is a bit odd. I don't really try to have a certain dialect, but, you know, I am from Norway, but... Okay, so currently we're just gonna speed things up a bit, as they just need to get the Gatherer's Hut and Forester Lodge up. We almost have the resources gathered over there. And it always annoys me with the pathfinding that he just walks over the path here instead of just going to the roads. I understand that it can be sometimes as equally fast instead of going to the road, but, you know, what's the point of having a road if you're not going to use it? And I don't want to put roads just straight over here yet. Well, actually, I can, now that I think about it. I could just put a road here. And if I just do that, and that, and that... Yeah, they seem to be going over here quite a lot, so if I do that... And... There we go. Okay, so that seemed to have fixed the road situation, so that they will be able to go over there faster. Okay, so now we have 5 builders and technically only 2 builders. Currently at the time, I'm gonna move 2 and put 2 immediately, so we can have more than just potatoes, because potatoes are not gonna be that good for the health. It can be good, it can be decent, it's not that. But let's see. So far they're still fetching a little bit of wood here. We have enough stone, we have enough iron. I might then go for the houses, because we still have enough stored clothes and tools to last one more winter. So yeah, we got that going for us, which is nice. So I'm gonna get a few more houses. I'm just gonna pause it then, so that they won't immediately start working on it. We're gonna have 3 houses here, and I might go for something down here in the south. I'm not sure actually what we might go for yet. We might go for some fishing docks, because I want an effective village, but it still looks nice. I suppose a lot of the times I've seen people play this, and it can be more effective if you actually, you know, just go for pure effectiveness, but it doesn't look that good, I feel. So it can be a bit of an issue there, but I'll see what happens, because we are currently 10 adults. That would leave 2, 4, 5, 6, 5 I need at least 5 houses, because, you know, it's 2 adults per house, so 3. And yeah, just go with the line here. That seems like a nice thing. And I'm gonna pause you and pause you and pause you. Put one more guy away and play it again. So far we have a Gatherer's Hut online, and I do apologize if I used the word online instead of how we got it built and up and running. I'm more used to the RTS game, Supreme Commander. So there you have robots, and, you know, you get them up and running, you get them online, because you use power and mass and all that. Okay, so we just need to get this Forester Lodge built, and we can put 1 guy on the Forester Lodge, take 1 guy off the builder, and get these houses on. And once I manage to get that, though, I want to, I don't know, later in the future it would be nice to, for example, if I could get a, let's see, where is it? If we could get a trading post here or something, oh, that looks lovely. That would be a lovely placing, because if I just keep these trees here, that would be oh, that looks really nice, because then I can come in through the wow, my voice is really cracking today. Because then I can come in through the crack here and land on the dock area. And it'll still be close to the house, it'll still be close to the workplace and the main storage barn. So yeah, that's I'm actually gonna place it down here, at least in the beginning, and just pause it because then we can see how we want it to be. And other food sources is we're gonna have to get a fishing dock. We need a fishing dock. We're gonna need some nice quality fish. So let's see. This would be a nice placement though. Then we can stand far out ahead. So this would technically give him more. I'm not too sure actually because the blue stuff. So I'm gonna do that and pause. People are building the road so people can move faster. That's good. We're gonna put not on cutting but one on planting, walking around. We are still late spring, so we have the summer to get this going. Smashing, fantastic. The small village of Runeville is slowly, you know, taking shape. I am also considering that this will be the main capital, like island slash peninsula thingy. And then I will have several expansions into the different regions. Oh, this was a nice, lovely area with a lot of trees. Look at that. Okay. So, what we're gonna have to do is this will give us a slow, steady income now of food that will that will not luckily be depleted that fast. So what I'm gonna do is we have 2 builders now that are just building roads. I think so, at least. I'm not too sure. I can't see anything because the trees are in the way. I would assume so, at least. Wow, my voice is really cracking. You know what? I'm just gonna fetch myself some water now because this is ridiculous. Okay, sorry about the microphone bumping there. 1 second there. Okay, water. Water for the masses. Okay, smashing. We are back and online. Hopefully that'll work. And there we go. Okay, so we are just gonna get that thing. There we go. Okay, so haven't really missed anything since we have done +1. Okay, so then let's see. Let's get this back going on. Let's see. Currently, we have 2 builders, but they're not building the road. Why are you not building the road? Let me see, what was focus area again? No, that was remove. Remove, let me see, oh, wow. It's increased priority. I can just do that, and I don't think that'll work on the roads. Oh no, they're building roads over here, that explains it. Okay. So we currently have 5 laborers, they're not doing anything, so I might as well just build houses. So I'm gonna put 2 people on houses, we're gonna need 4 people done building, then you know what, let's go for a fishing dock as well while we're at it. And let's just get this around. There we go. I love the symmetry. You gotta have the symmetry. You can't play Banished without having the symmetry of the roads leading around. There we go. I'm gonna put that and that. Get a nice bit of a big road there. I wonder if there are any mods that will allow the graphics to be tuned up. I'm not too certain actually. I really like the simple graphicness of it because you just focus on, you know, just the play style of it. Let's see. Okay, so far not much happening. We can speed things up. Okay, so we're gonna now plus things up. I will then after that put 1 guy on for the fishing docks as well. We have 200 amount of stored firewood, but I think we're actually gonna need a log cut. I'm not too certain actually. And you, well, you can just go up, but no one is cutting, it's only planting, which is good because then the gatherer's hut will be able to get more food. And now we currently have mushrooms, root potatoes, and onions. These guys will... Why are they all focusing on the road? I never understood that. I mean, it helps, you know, with the effective system of, you know, getting the roads up and running. It's not that, but it can be frustrating and confusing. I'm not certain what game mechanic that makes the game work like that. It's gonna be fun though, because I'm planning on playing some Age of Empires 2 tomorrow. So I'm gonna have to see how that goes. Let's see, okay. Okay, so the fishing dock is almost complete here at 45% complete. All the resources have been placed there and people are starting to work on all the different buildings. Elio has become an adult and is working as a laborer. Oh, that's right, we need a school, I forgot that. Usually, I suppose a lot of people... I have been talking to some and they say a school in the beginning is not very good because you don't get a lot of laborers, and usually you don't do a lot of dangerous work like stone mining. But at the same time, I like it because it is a future investment for what I'm going to do. So in that sense, a school is really useful because you do get villagers that are able to... I don't know, if I remember correctly, it was that they actually work faster or that work more effectively when they are educated. And even though it takes longer for your kids to become adults and manage to, you know, marry someone, repopulate and stuff like that, it is a future investment. But first we need to focus on getting the houses online because, or up and running, because we are soon closing in on winter. And it is still quite hot outside, so it's actually very nice temperature. Oh, that seems lovely. I mean, in these cold winter periods now, and it's almost actually December. Yeah, it's actually almost Christmas time. This year has gone by so incredibly fast for me. I don't even know how it's how it is possible. I've had a lot of stuff going on though, with, you know, prioritizing studies again after having a year off and all those different stuff. And it's very fascinating to see how just a year, you know, a break from studies can make so much of a difference. I don't know. I mean, a lot of the times I feel that, you know, education systems focus so much on results that they forget that students tend to be human. And we have limits of what we can actually achieve, you know, as people. That personally, I would say I could highly recommend taking a year off if you ever plan that, and if you ever consider like you're tired of studying. Okay, so the reserve. Oh, we're out of firewood. That is not good. Did these people just steal all the They stole all the firewood. Wow. Okay, that is being douchebags, but okay, we're gonna have to get a woodcutter, and after those houses have been gotten up and running, we need to... we're gonna put a woodcutter here so we can just get woodcutter immediately close to the stockpile. Okay, that did not go according to plan. Okay, so we're gonna now... no. Pause that. And we're just gonna get these houses done, and then we can focus on... Okay, so these guys are being cold. Well, not technically cold yet. So we're gonna do that and put it to 5. And one guy on the fishing dock. And soon they will all have houses. Well, they should have houses. Well, the children should move in soon. I certainly hope so. If not, I'm gonna have to build an extra house very quickly. We need to get that woodcutter up though, because when it comes to resource-wise, we are not doing good. It's been way too long since I've been playing Banished. It is... Yeah, it's been... How long has it been now? Several months? There's been too much going on with the studies. I mean, I actually found out that actually studying takes time. Okay, so now everyone has a lot of potatoes. We're gonna be able to survive this winter, but we seriously need to fix the food situation And I'm going to need wood. So I'm going to task villagers to get me those trees, get one person on the woodcutter, and just start cutting wood like it was nobody's business. And since we're close to the storage barn, the fishing dock, and this will be the trade hub, I'm going to... let's see, where can this road first go? Will this be able to go like this? Okay, so that means that we'll have to adjust the stockpile to this size, but that's not too bad. Okay, so now those have built this, we can then put one person on this, and fuel limit, well, we'll just put it to 99999. No, not 299. Limited offer. Okay, so the stockpile, we have 2 stockpiles now. We're secured on the stockpile amount. These can't reach here, so I might as well also put villagers to harvest these trees that are very close. This person will now get the logs. So yeah, we're gonna survive this autumn or fall, and yeah, it's gonna be nice. It's gonna be nice and relaxing to see how this goes. And I really need to change my settings later, because it seems like the... I don't know what's going on with my internet recently. It just spikes up from 3000 kilobyte per second to 1000. I don't know what's the deal with that. I'm gonna have to try to fix my computer or something. I was hacked recently. It was really annoying. My Skype was hacked with this like virus thing where it just sends out a lot of commercials to a lot of people who like this article. And I don't know what, I don't know if what happened, but my web camera just turned itself on. So I just had to unplug it, because, you know, it's really... I don't get why people, you know, hack. Like, what do they gain from it? It doesn't really make sense to me, because, you know, I don't really do that, but I don't know, I don't understand what they gain from doing it other than just being dicks. I mean, if you need to hack someone to make money or get a point across, then I just feel, no, just go eat a bun or something, you know. That's the thing, because I don't want to use too much harsh language, because, you know, they are horrible people, and they should all just go and burn or something. But at the same time, that, you know, it feels wrong saying it, if that makes sense. Okay, so I'm gonna have to remove the road there, because that was a little bit too much. That tree is in the way. Oh, okay, so you're now gonna chop down that tree, so can I then build on the... Yay! I can build on the road there. Smashing. Okay, so the trading post is... Huh, have people removed trees, actually? I don't know. Just removing trees in the vicinity, never mind. Okay, so now we got a lot of laborers on the wood, which is good. We are now secured ourselves with that. We have now a small, steady stream of firewood. We can place 4 people on here and 3 people. Then we have 2 laborers to gather wood for the log cutter, and we still have enough iron and stone so that we currently have enough amount of stored tools, but the clothing is getting a little bit small. But if we don't have tools, we won't be able to build buildings that very fast. So what I'm considering is that, I mean, we should get a school. We really should get a school before anything else, but it takes 16 stone and 16 iron. However, there are a lot of stone around here, and there's some iron over here, so we can get it fairly easy. And I did install a mod that gives me a little bit of extra stone from each stone piece, and I really love the modding community here. It really makes it interesting, very fascinating, very fun. Okay, so let's see, what can we get? I'm gonna go with... I'm just gonna place the buildings here, and I'm gonna put the tailor there, and the blacksmith, let's put him, well, I can't put him there, so let's put him there, have like this small industrial corner over here, the school here, close to the houses. Yeah, that looks nice. And we should get a herbalist soon, or in the future, so I might put a herbalist here somewhat later. And pause that. Okay, so now we have, this one is still just planting trees, which is good. We are surviving on getting just trees manually. I'm gonna go with the, well, you are replanting of there, so I can't take more trees from there. So I'm gonna take these trees. There we go. Okay, so what else can we build that is actually useful? The hunting cabin could be useful, putting up here though in the future. And if you build a bridge over here, then we'll be able to go over to this side and get more food as well. I'm gonna put the hunting cabin over here, pause that, so we have that planned in the future. It will be a small community at first, but, you know, I did manage to get one of the villages up to, I think actually it was around the size of 1,500. It did take a lot of time though, but still, that's the point of Banished. It's not supposed to be a game that is easy in that sense, and I really love the difficulty on it is not hard once you know it, but at the same time it does give you unpredictable things like a hurricane or disease. So if you, for example, build a hospital, it's more apparent that diseases will show up. But in the beginning, Herbalist will function as a small apothecary. So yeah. I think that is the... No, not the physician. It would be the... yeah, Herbalist. It functions as a sort of apothecary. If people feel a little bit down, they will go to the Herbalist to get some herbs. Yes. Okay, so currently we have 174 fish. Well, food-wise we are okay, but not terribly good. And everyone has moved in to each respective place. That's good. Okay, so we got an 11-year-old kid and a 10-year-old girl. And I don't think they can, you know, become a couple yet. And also, they're in the same family from the looks of things, so that would be incest, technically. I don't know how the game... Does the game mechanic technically counter in incest as, you know, no, if they live under the same roof they can't? I'm not too certain, actually. I'll have to figure that out. Well, it's easy to figuring it out. I could just test it. But that would be wasting resources on a house that might not be used yet, and it's really annoying. Okay, so far we have no one building. I might as well just go for the school and get a teacher anyway. And go one lower on fishing. So I have 2 laborers, so I can get 1 teacher, and then I can build a blacksmith. And oh, we're really going short on amount of stored clothing though. And it's -1 early winter, so we seems to be lucky with the winter though. So that's not too bad. That's not too bad. And I'm going to speed things up a little bit now as the winter just passes by. We managed to get firewood. Everyone seems to be having access to food. Oh, these are just eating potatoes. They still seem to be eating the potatoes. These seems to have a little bit more though in terms of variance of berries, mushrooms, onions, potatoes, and roots and fish. That seems like a very nice meal though. It seems better than most students today. Living off instant noodles. Okay. So we got people fishing. We have a storage barn that is... Well, it does have resources. People making roads. Well, it would be nice if people actually, you know, built a school, but building a road is nice as well. It makes people move faster. Okay, so let's see. At the current time, the school is being built. After that, I will go for the blacksmith so that we are secured, because it needs 55 stone. And after that, we're going to need to get the tailor. And iron-wise, we are not doing good on that part either. So we still... Oh, we're not doing that good on wood either. So this winter here, if I... Let's see, how much firewood do we have? 59 firewood, 109 firewood, 8 firewood, 17 and 111. So these 3 houses will still need it. I'll wait until late winter, and then I'll turn off the woodcutter, and then I'll start to harvest stone and the iron so I can plan the building of that. And I'm gonna put these off, get one teacher, and there we go. Now we can... What? More kids? Wow, people are really happy here. Okay. There we go. Fantastic. Now we have a teacher. Everyone will be able to become students. And now we have another adult. And we have 4 adults in this place here. And... I actually see no one else. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. That's a child. Interesting. Okay. So, late winter and 1+ degrees. I thought this was supposed to be harsh weather conditions. Or does that just make the hurricanes, you know, pop up faster? It was really annoying one time though. A hurricane just went straight through my town and killed everyone, so I had to rebuild again. That was really scary though. Okay, schoolhouse-wise, we're doing good there. These trees... I'm gonna stop harvesting... Cancel the removal. There we go. Oh, come on, come on. Would you actually function? There we go. And you turn off. Give that person off. And away. And you collect that stone. And I go for the... I always seem to go with a bit of a Scottish accent if I'm a bit tired. I have no idea why. It seems to be a bit of a bad habit. Gotta just drink a little bit of water. I mean, I've seen a lot of people play Banished. I still feel it doesn't really get the hype it deserves. And something that really annoys me is that I have sometimes seen on YouTube this this mobile game called something like War or something, and Dragon Warfare. And it's like this more free-to-play mobile game, and you pay in cash, like real money in the game to get... it's a waiting game, like Clash of Clans in that sense. But they used Banished gameplay footage to advertise for their game. And I did send a message into the guys playing, like, that made Banished, but I didn't get any reply. And I still have these screenshots on my mobile phone just in case they want the evidence, but it's really frustrating because this game here, it deserves so much more credit than it gets, and people just misuse it because it's just a small game. It's not a big game company that made it, and it's really sad and scary that a lot of people just take liberty doing that, and they're being, well, pardon the language, but real douchebags. Real... okay, yeah, it's gonna be very rough saying it, but dickheads, you know, that's stretched, you know, unless it's horror games, I'm actually really mad. I don't really like swearing. I mean, this would technically be a very nice point to swear, but at the same time, I don't really like swearing unless I actually have to. Because it doesn't really help. Swearing doesn't really help further your argument. If you say, oh, he's such a fucking idiot, yes, you can emphasize that you mean something in a more negative tone, but at the same time, emphasizing it will only, in some instances, it will only result in people just not taking you seriously, I feel, because if you just stand around there swearing all the time, I think it will have the opposite effect, because then people just, oh, okay, yeah, he's just swearing, he's just constantly like, we can't take him serious because he's just constantly swearing. Does he mean it? Does he not? For example, when Scotsman swears, at least me personally, I sometimes find it humorous. I sometimes find it funny listening to, oh, for fuck's sake, mate. Like, that kind of stuff. It's the dialect and how they actually use it in their language. Also, for example, in Norway, part of northern part of Norway, it's more part of the actual like culture, you can like put it that way. It's very fascinating how swearing can be such a big part of a language, but at the same time it can be risky using it too much. So yeah, it also helps that I have been working in kindergarten and, you know, as a substitute teacher and stuff like that. So I have had to censor myself and, you know, be a bit careful how I actually talk around people, due to the fact that a lot of times it has been around children, and I don't want to give off the wrong impression. I am terrified of giving off the wrong impression to children, because yes, they might even be more accustomed to swearing than I am, but I still don't want to give them more incentives to swear, to see that, oh, another adult is swearing, then it's perfectly okay for me to swear as well. And I suppose a lot of people say, nah, that's weak of you. I'm like, well, excuse me then. I just don't like swearing. I mean, I don't mind it in that sense. I like when I was a kid, it was like, no, he's swearing, you can't do that, that's a bad word. Now it's more that, why are you swearing right now? There's no point in swearing, and or otherwise it's just like, oh, okay, yeah. I don't really react to it unless it's directed to me. You know, like say, you fucking idiot. There's got a bit of a heavy discussion talk here now. I have no idea why. It just sort of like happens sometimes when I just play these kind of games, so it's just relaxing, because it's the same when I have someone I can sit next to and talk to, or I talk over Skype. I like to have these kind of like discussions when it's just a relaxed game like this, where it doesn't really have a goal. For example, like Banished, Minecraft and stuff like that, then it gives more leniency to have other discussions and talks and stuff like that. Okay, so we're currently at early spring though. I'm gonna change the topic a little bit again now, because now we're at the early spring again, and we're still currently at amount of stored tools 21, but at least I want the blacksmith up and running, so we have it. Because if you can just get the blacksmith up and running, that'll help a lot in making sure that we can make tools if we need it, and then we're gonna get the tailor. And after that, it's just waiting and getting more people and more houses, expanding the population, and just making sure that everyone is happy. And currently the average health is going down, so my next actual project after I get the tailor and the blacksmith on and up and running, well, I don't technically need a tailor yet, because I have to get a hunting cabin to actually get leather. I did not think of that. Oops. Okay, so we might as well just plan a little bit ahead then, because we're gonna have to see how this will go. So I could put a house right next to the school. Someone will be lucky and don't have to run that far to school. And I'm gonna put it like this, and then we're gonna have a house there and there. And we're gonna pause these though, because you know there's no point of having them on. And yeah, I think after the blacksmith, we might go for the hunting cabin. Or, let's see now. We have a 13-year-old and a 12-year-old. 19 and 9. We have a 10-year-old student. These two are the only ones that currently like adults, in that sense that they didn't get to go to school. The problem though is that since they're in the same house, I'm not sure if they will move in and actually be a couple. So I might as well just wait a little bit until these students get a little bit older before I get another house. This is what I said about getting a school is, it does slow my expansion, but once I get a school I'll be able to get more, you know, I'll be able to make more progress, because then my people will be more educated, they'll survive more easily, they won't die as often, because it was very annoying when I, for example, built the quarry, and oh my god, I would lose so many people to a constant stream of work accidents, people being squashed by rocks, and I felt horrible, because I didn't really teach any of them how to actually work in a quarry. I just told them to go build a quarry, they tried to chop out some stone, and it ended horribly, because none of them learned how physics and gravity works. So yeah, I mean, this game has been a lot of trial and error. I think I at one point had 4 different saves where I just tried different ways of playing it, because it was really interesting trying to try different tactics, and I think I found the playstyle I'm most comfortable with. It might not be the most effective one, but at the same time this is not a competitive game where you have to play against other players. That would have been very cool if either the guy that made Banished had made, for example, Banished 2, and it had almost been like a Sim City or City Skylines, or I'm not sure what you call it, but you could trade with other people. I suppose you couldn't like play with other people unless you could get an insanely large map, and you could build like this here would be 1/10 of the map, and then you could like get trade routes, and the trade posts would be a trading hub with the other villages, and you can make your own trade like people. So let's say for example that, okay, I have a lot of goods now, I build a tradesman, and he loads a lot of goods that I choose up to the boat, and I send him off, and after a while, if people want to, they can trade with him, and then he'll return and get back to my trade post, and then I can get the goods. That would have been a cool feature, actually, now that I think about it. Okay, so now we have 4 laborers, we have 40 iron and 89 stone, 57 wood. We're gonna need more wood. This here requires 32 logs. We still have okay. I'm gonna get more wood though. And you are there. Yeah, I'm gonna get more wood and prioritize this area to get the villagers to just go straight over there. And after late spring I can build the hunting cabin, then go for herbalist, and then go for tailor, because then the hunting cabin will have worked a little while to get the goods that I need for getting leathered coats. This will give me more logs so that I can continue the production of firewood when the fall arrives, and I'll be able to keep building houses and other buildings. So, I don't know if anyone else have any, I suppose, tactics they like to do, or they have any favorite way of playing. It's always fun to hear and, you know, learn how others doing it. Let's see, so at the current time we're just getting a lot of wood. That's fantastic. Still back up to 151. I think you can start cutting soon. Might not be any use yet. I'm just gonna do this though, so I can get a lot of log limits. Food limit, likewise, we'll just do that. There we go. Okay, so now we're now in summer. Okay, so let's get this tailor up and running. And once we have the building, we can then at least have the ability to get them. Okay, so current time we have 2 people here. No girls though at a very high age. The only one is this 12-year-old student. I'm gonna wait until she's 14 or 15, and then I'll try to pair her up with the 14-year-old gatherer, and then we can get an extra house, and then hopefully extra kids, and then in the future get extra villages. It is a lot of tactics actually behind this game, and I love that you actually have to think it. You can't just let the village run its own course, because if you do that they'll eventually die out, or they won't be as productive. So I really like that even though it's relaxing and you can choose different game speeds, you still have to pay attention. Especially if something unexpected happens here, or people die from sickness or accidents. For example, in the instance of the teacher dying, all these here students here just becomes adults immediately, but they don't learn anything at all, and then they might in the future die from eating poisonous berries, or die to a bear attack, have an argument with someone else, getting an axe to the head accidentally. I don't understand how you can get an axe to the head accidentally. It was an accident. Oh, that is so cheesy. Or the other one that is my favorite, of he fell off a ladder. Like, okay, that is more of a genuine like thing that I've almost fallen off ladders before, so you know that is something that can happen. But I pride myself in my city or village that safety is paramount. Safety is the important thing here. Let's see. Perlind, currently 22 years old, woman, builder, educated. She's educated? Good lord. Wait, how many of them are educated? Well, the kids are not educated, but the adults that are already here educated, is that because they started on a medium difficulty? Or are they just automatically educated? That would be nice though. Would you stop it? No, stop pestering me. So that was my message from my mobile phone. Okay, so now I gotta wait for the tailor to build, and then we'll see what happens. Hang on, let's see. Okay, so I got a message here. So what is this? What is going on in the world? Oh, that's my mother. There we go, yeah. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now the tailor is almost completed. Fantastic. Then we can start the production of the hunting cabin momentarily. And in a short while we'll be able to get another couple. And Jesus, there's so many kids here. Okay, so I'm going to turn you off. We have a lot of laborers. I'm going to unpause you and put 3 laborers on you. And do we have the resources now to think about it? Yes, we do. We don't need any iron, so that's good. We have stone and we have the wood for it. Okay, so I'm gonna... There we go. Increase priority for that hunting cabin. This game here just makes me feel so relaxed. After a week with a lot of stuff going on with my exams, preparations, assignments, after so much stuff going on, it's so nice with a game like this because it just really... It's so calming. I mean, I have played a lot of games before that has been very cozy, relaxing. For example, Age of Empires 2 is a very relaxing game depending on how you play it, but it still is a military game in the sense that you can build military units. You can't exactly build military units in this game. At least, you know, not the vanilla game, I suppose. Someone would have made a mod for it. I don't understand why they would, though. I mean, it doesn't really make sense, though. I mean, I can understand it would, like, improve security or people that are not educated. For example, if you had a town watch, so that instead of a well, you would have a town watch, for example, building, and you could assign people to be more educated at dousing fires, so that instead of just a well where everyone just runs and try to hit a place that take out a fire, you'll have a town watch with people educated in dousing fires, and that'll make it more effective at stopping, you know, extinguish the fires. That would actually be very cool. I mean, I remember that from the... oh, what was it called again? Shogun Rise of the Middle Kingdom or something? It was a really old game that me and my brother used to play. It was a really fun game. Same with the airport simulator, I think it was. I can't remember what that game was called. It was a sort of an airport simulator. We never understood how to get that to work, though, because he was... we tried to, like, put his metal detectors and security screening and all that stuff. Hello, hello, Elvira Aurore. How do you do? Welcome indeed to the stream, if you've not been here the whole time. I can't see exactly terribly much. So yeah, I mean, there's been so many games now recently that has been so good. Okay, so now we have the hunting cabin almost up and running. 77% complete. We are early autumn. Once we get that hunting cabin online, we can get the herbalist going on, but we can also put another woodcutter on that. We still don't need people working on the blacksmith or the tailor, so that's good. Okay, so now we're gonna stop here. We're gonna put... this is bad. Well, I'm gonna actually do it. I'm gonna do this, and one less on the gatherer, one on the woodcutter. There we go. I'm fine, and... yeah, it was like, right, streaming from America? I'm streaming from America? What? Wait, what? I'm confused now. How am I streaming from the Wait, did I put something wrong in the settings? Oh, right, you mean my accent. I thought you were referring to, like, some settings where it said that I was doing something. Well, it actually depends sometimes. My accent just really it really depends, I suppose. Sometimes I have an British accent. Sometimes I have a bit of a more Scottish one. Sometimes I have more American one. Sometimes I have Norwegian. It depends on my relaxation level, I suppose, or just how much attention I give to my voice and accent and how I actually articulate my voice. Because I did start, when I was a kid, I did start off by speaking with a more of a American accent. But as time passed, I kind of gave it a bit of a mix. Norwegian, British, Scottish, until a lot of the time I've been told people can't really understand where I'm from because, you know, I have so many different dialects. You can still hear I'm not native English speaking, I don't know, but I still have that Norwegian voice to it, so that I got that going for me, which is nice. Alright, so currently the herbalist's there, we have still one labourer. I'm gonna make that labourer get some extra wood. I'm just gonna go here. I'm just gonna take these trees in the middle here. And increase priority for... No. There we go. Increase priority there, so the labourer will actually go there. Smashing and fantastic. There we go. So... yeah. Oh, this music aid. I don't know if you guys can hear it. Oh yeah, you're a European as well. Yeah, I am from Norway, so what do you call it? I grew up with my family. Like my mother spoke a lot of English around me. With my grandmother, in the beginning it was to make sure that I couldn't understand what they were saying if they wanted to talk about a certain topic, or if they didn't want to let me hear what they were gonna plan for Christmas, for example. But yeah, well, technically, yeah, we're Europe, but I suppose Norway, Sweden and Denmark, well, Norway, Sweden and Finland is technically Scandinavia. I'm not certain, you know, because we're technically a peninsula-ish kind of thing, you know, we're not directly connected to Europe. You know, there's a bit of an ocean between us, and France and Belgium and Germany and all that stuff. I don't know why I put emphasis on the words, but yeah. Okay, so the herbalist is almost completed. Good, that will make sure that our health is good. Hopefully no one dies though, because then the happiness will go down. I should plan ahead though. Like, where do I want the church? I should get a church somewhere though. I think, well, I wouldn't have to build a road over here. So I'm considering getting a church somewhat like here. Pause it and plan a cemetery. So I'm thinking somewhat along this line here. And then I can build a road around that later, because then I can... If I can get a cemetery, people won't be as sad at least if someone dies, because then I can, you know, bury the loved ones. So let's see, at the current time we have finished the production there. Let's put one person on the herbalist, and... Ooh, this is risky. I am going to put one off the fishing, so we can get more houses built. Because now I think, yes, you're 13-year-old, you are 15. I think we can risk it so that that person can, you know, move in together. I think 13-year-old is the age, or was it 14? I can't remember when they move in together and start having sexual intercourse with one another to give me children for the expanding empire of Runeville. You're from France, so speaking of accents, everything is better than us when it comes to English. Well, yeah, I actually like the French accent. I mean, I love language though, so for me, every sort of like accent is a good one, in my opinion. I mean, as long as you know, for example, with me as well, as long as I know that I might have limitations to my voice, how I say some things, and I will always look to learn more so I can actually become better at it. It doesn't really matter, I suppose. But I really love different accents, different dialects, hearing how people have, you know, speak the language. And I tried to learn French a while back, but it didn't really work that well. I didn't have the patience for it. Okay, now we can turn this off. Will people move in there though? That's the question. Yeah, Banished is a very difficult simulation game. I suppose it's got a very steep learning curve. It's not that it's difficult in that sense, you know, in one way, but it is. It does possess a certain amount of challenge to it. Yes, yes, fantastic. Joeline turned 14 just at the right time, and Elio and Joeline has moved in together. And now we have a 15-year-old gatherer and a 13-year-old student. I can wait a little bit longer and then we can get extra stuff. So, but yeah, Banished can be very challenging because it does have a lot of things, because, you know, all the buildings in the beginning, you don't have the tutorial that they give you in the game is very limited. And I learned more from my brother, for example. He taught me how to actually do certain things in the game, how to, you know, do stuff. And mods have certainly helped. For example, that I have some mods going on here to make it a little bit easier for me, because the game, you know, vanilla version, the just way how it's plain is, can be very bad. For example, the one that I got like without any consideration was the radius recolor, because if you don't have the radius recolor on, the big circle around it telling the sphere of influence is yellow, and sometimes you can't see it that well. And fast road, because the roads is not really that fast in the game, but if you give it a mod that makes it 50% faster, it gives actually then a reasonable incentive to get roads, because then it is actually useful having roads because they move faster. And the other mods are, for example, the hunting cabin will give me a slightly bit more leather, and the trees grows a little bit faster and don't die that fast, and stone and iron gives me a little bit more when I actually chop them, you know, from nature. I haven't had the mod, you know, that regrows stone or iron in that sense, because that, for me, that is not realistically. I at least want something that is, well, to a certain extent realistic. Because, I mean, this gigantic stone here would give me a lot of bricks, in that sense. But, yeah. Okay, oop. Sorry, I was breathing into the microphone there. Okay, so we got a 12-year-old student, we got a 5-year-old student, a 13-year-old student. Once that student gets 14-year-old, I can start building a house and get this 15-year-old gatherer and this 13-year-old boy, Hobarth, and Vinny Freddy. Yeah, there tends to be a lot of variables taking into account, because it is a basic, fairly easy system where you have average health and happiness. The average health goes on what types of food they have. The more variety of food they have, the more healthy they tend to be. If you have a herbalist, for example, which will function as a small temporary apothecary, which will, you know, if people feel a little bit ill, they will go to the herbalist, get some herbs, and, you know, to not get sick. And until you can actually build bigger houses like the hospital, or getting the town hall, which will get you access to nomads coming into your town, so you can get a bit of a population boom in the beginning. But always remember to build a hospital before you either build a trading post or a town hall, because the town hall brings nomads, which can bring disease, and the trading post can bring the trader, which can also bring disease. So always get the hospital before you build any of those, because otherwise, you know, if you suddenly get a case of syphilis or just a common cold, people will die in droves if you don't have a hospital. So it's always useful having that. And it is a little bit counterproductive in the beginning, it might seem, because I built a schoolhouse. What that does, I don't know if you have played a lot of Banished, but, you know, in essence, just in case, you start off with adults and children. If you don't build a school, the children will go immediately to adults so they can work in the field. However, if you build a school, they'll turn into students first before they turn into adults that they can work as laborers. The students can't do anything, but once they have graduated and they're educated, you will be able to make sure that the students, I think the productivity of how they work go up. They won't die that easily to like work accidents, and they'll be, you know, in general just better at doing what they're doing, and the equipment will last longer, I think, you know. So it's always a good incentive of a long-term investment getting a school in the beginning, and always have a laborer just in case the teacher dies from some reason, because then the teacher spot will be taken by the available laborer. Because if you lose a teacher, all the students will just go straight to becoming adults without having learned anything, even though they are like 1 second away from technically in-game becoming laborers. So in that sense, I always prefer getting a school, because I always start like getting the gatherer's hut, because it gathers food all year around. As you can see here, you get a lot of different sort of berries, roots, onions and mushrooms. I like getting the forester lodge, and not necessarily use the forager's lodge to get me food, but I like to plant trees with it, because then I can get more food from it. In the beginning at least, I rely on manual. Oh crap, I've been talking so much that I forgot to see that I'm almost out of wood. That is not good. That is not good at all. We have 4 laborers though, so we can go for some manual harvesting of trees. I'm gonna go for some trees over here and increase productivity. So yeah, I wouldn't say I'm very good at the game. I'm decent. I manage. But yeah, it is a lot to take into account, and right now I might turn up the audio input a little bit on the microphone, because I'm gonna have to start becoming a little bit quiet, because in Norway, I don't know about elsewhere in the world, but it is 12 in the middle of the night. I live in a student building, so I share a kitchen with 6 other people, and I have to be quiet after 12 during the weekend. So yeah, I might end the stream here though soon, because I've been... how long have I been streaming? 1 hour and 7 minutes live. That is a nice amount though. And Ruinville has gotten off to a very nice start, and we seems to be doing very well. And that student is 12. Where was the 13-year-old student? That student is still 13-year-old. That is 16-year-old. That's still 12-year-old. I need a 14-year-old. I think 13-year-old is the limit where you can get people to, you know, romance each other and move into a house. You never play this, so you can't judge. The game is a bit challenging in the beginning, because there's a lot of things to take into account, but once you learn the basic premise of it, I really feel that Banished has a very, very good basis line for relaxation. And right now I'm currently at 21 villages. My biggest village that I had before I had to like fix my computer, so I lost all my saves. My biggest village was, I filled the entire map and I had a population of 1,500, and I in the end relied solely on trade from the trading posts that I built, because I had so many houses. So yeah. And I'm just going to speed things up here, get us some more trees, and then I'm going to build an extra house. We're low on stone as well, so I might get some stone here. Okay, so now we're currently... there we go. Okay, so now these are going to get this stone. After that, late winter is going to end. We still have enough tools to get another house up and running. You are 13-year-old. You are... yes, now you're 14-year-old. You're 16-year-old. So we're gonna build another house. That'll help us immensely. Just gonna drink a little bit of more water, because, you know, talking is... well, I wouldn't say stressful, but... it takes a toll on your vocal cord. I mean, for example, I love to sing, and I know from fact that, you know, oh, that That really takes a toll on your voice. Oh my god. Especially trying to sing songs that your voice technically can't handle, but you try to train yourself to handle it. Oh lordy lord. The pain. The unbearable, unspeakable horrors and pain. Okay. So now we are early spring, 0 degrees, and I'm actually gonna get some more stone because we're a little bit low on that. Might as well just build a road later out here so that people will be able to harvest that faster, but after I manage to get a few more houses online, I will look into the possibility of getting a cemetery, because if I can get a cemetery, I can ensure that even if someone dies, they'll still not be too sad, and the happiness level will still be up and running. Food-wise, we are doing superb actually, and we have enough leather to get more stored clothing. Roots, onions, mushrooms, berries, venison, and 700 fish with only one per order. God! Oh, this game makes me feel just so happy. I mean, which also makes me feel a little bit sad, considering the fact that these guys here in this game is technically eating better than me at the current time as a student. They have access to berries. Oh, I actually have that in my freezer. Frozen raspberries. They have mushrooms. I don't have that. I don't have onions. I do not have roots or any sort of vegetables yet. Herbs. Well, I do have fish cod oils. I suppose that works. Venison. I got one piece left of pork in my freezer, I think. I'm not too certain. I gotta check. And fish. Yeah, these guys are eating better than me at the current time. I live a lot of spaghetti, beans, and vegetables, you know, because beans are very cheap. So yeah. Oh, this game's here just. First of all, the music in the game style, the aesthetic, how it looks, how you can upgrade the houses, the stone houses, so you don't use that much firewood in the winter, how people can stay more warm. You can get sheep, cows, chickens, you can get chicken eggs, you can get cow meat, or that would be beef, you can get venison, you can get fish. I mean, you can get so much delicious food here, and you have the ability to get crops, you have the ability to get orchards, hunting cabins, gatherer's hut, pastures, herbalist, and you can also get taverns, which you can get, you know, brew alcohol, mines, you can get coal, quarries. It's just a fantastic game, and if you like Elvira Rouge, if you are a fan of relaxing games where the basis is just to survive and build a city of your own design that you would love to see, this game is definitely for you. I can't really put it in any other way. It's just so lovely and amazing and charming and cozy, relaxing, and I just get so I just get so happy. Oh, this is a bit of a nice change of pace. Okay, so we managed to gather 500. We still have 2,000 food. I'm gonna go down 1, because then we can build some more, because after we get this house done, I want that cemetery built. But first, let's get the road built, because aesthetics, schmasthetics. Would you behave? Oh, that explains it. Okay, so there we go. You can't do that, and there we go. No, 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 no. We shall not build a road wrongly. Okay, there we go. There we go. I also really love it when I become a more wealthy town and I can get more out of it. I can then usually have a town square where I have a big stone town square in front of the chapel. So I imagine if the priest just... You know what? It's sunny outside today. Let's go outside and preach. Praise the sun. If you played Dark Souls 3, or well, Dark Souls in general, I think, you know, that you will understand that reference. Dark Souls 3, by the way. Wow, that game is amazing. Okay. Now, I'm gonna get through this season now, and I'm gonna end the stream. because it's getting a little bit late and I shouldn't make this much noise. Now it's getting later. So, but oh, this game is just perfect for relaxing. Okay, so now I'm getting a little bit more people though. We're getting a lot of kids. And yeah, you know what, let's just speed it up a little bit, because at the current time we're just getting roads, people are just building stuff. And you are giving me food. We have a lot of fish, so we might not, that's good, we just put one on it. And the mushrooms and the venison. Yeah, we still have the people building those roads. The house is up and running, that's good. How are we doing though? On the resources, we have one 15-year-old student there. And I have to wait a little bit longer though until we can get one more house up. But now we have 2 more houses, and these people will be able to embrace the sweet scented love. And oh, now look about it, we are currently at stored clothing, 6 left. We have 3 laborers. You know what? Let us just get these going. We have currently 9 leather, so we're gonna be able to get 9 more coats. So that's good. We're gonna get hide coats. I really love it. You can either get wool or hide, but I love the warm coats. Oh, they seem so fantastic. And tools. Yeah, let's get a little bit extra tools. And let's get this cemetery built as well. And the roads will be built, the cemetery will be built if people die. And Joeline has become an adult and is working as a laborer, and oh, I just get all warm and fuzzy inside when I do this. This game here just brings out the best in me, I feel. I just felt here like baking some cookies and some random stuff like that. Okay, the roads have been built. Now they're just gonna gather up the resources and build a cemetery, which is good. And we're gonna get a bit of extra stone. Now it's good that I managed to... What? Hang on. Why aren't you working properly? You are taking 8 hide coats. Okay. Now that we have enough people though, I'm gonna put one extra person on the hunting cabin, because then we're gonna be able to get leather faster. Hang on a minute. Why aren't you working fast enough though? Not certain. Sorry, I was breathing into the microphone again. I gotta stop doing that. I'm gonna collect some more stone, because once we get enough stone, I will then turn these dirt roads into stone roads. And it's still early summer. We're just gonna speed things up again. Now it's just, we have a lot of food, we have a lot of firewood. People are happy. Why aren't these guys doing stuff? You are a student. Hang on, wait. You're 14-year-old and 18-year-old. Ooh, that feels so wrong. Let's see. Yes, so far everyone seems to be happy. Health has gone up actually with the herb limit is... Let's put a herb limit to 300, because I want to be able to have enough herbs. You are 13, you are 16, you are 15. Have any boys that are at a current higher age? 16-year-old there, 15-year-old, but you're in the same household, so you guys won't actually do stuff because, you know, that's technically good. We got more laborers, fantastic. The school is finally starting to pay off. Oh, this is fantastic. The school is really starting to pay off. The cemetery is almost completed. Then soon in the future, I won't build it yet, we can get a chapel. But I feel it's important getting a cemetery, and it's a little bit nice having it here, because then I can keep it away from, for example, if I want to keep a crop field and food production in this area, to just, you know, realistically, you know, keep it a little bit separated. And since you can't build anything else or get me more clothing, I will stop you. Then we get 3 more laborers. You will be able to get more stone. And I'm gonna start then planning the stone roads. So the stone road, let's start centralizing the capital area so that we can make people go faster while they're at home and inside. There we go. I suppose this is wasting rock a little bit, but I love it how it looks so cool. It looks so nice. It looks so modern. I mean, having stone roads makes everything so much faster, so much better, and it'll make people able to get to the workplace faster, which will then increase productivity, which again will increase the ability to get more resources, which will then give me more access to better roads. So yeah, there we go, and that will be a nice addition, and then it won't take that long getting to the workplace, hopefully, into the future. Fantastic, and now we're just going to speed things up. Wow, we are 4 people in the stream. That is fantastic. I'm not that big of a streamer, I'm not that big of a YouTuber. I have a small YouTube channel, 270 or so subscribers on one of them, and the other channel 200 or so. And it is mostly a hobby and for fun, but it's very fun sometimes because, you know, I never expected to get big when it came to YouTube or, you know, this stuff like this. It's mostly for fun's sake, and it's so fun when others join in, just take a look, and even if they just leave after 1 or 2 minutes, it's still very nice to see that people actually drop by. It's so heartwarming to see that they actually thought, huh, that actually looked interesting, what is this? And they pop into the stream, and yeah, I'm not sure what to say. It's just very nice to see sometimes. It is a bit of a confidence boost. Okay, now we got 4 laborers. We have 4 students. Do we have any more leather? No, at the current time we don't have any more leather. We still have a ton of fish though. So we have 4 laborers. I'm gonna put 1 extra then on the gatherer's hut. We have a lot of forest here. I'm gonna put, there we go. Oh, if I could just shout or something I would, but it's late in the evening and I don't want to scream too much. Okay, so let's see. Let's look over it now. We have a 14-year-old student, a 17-year-old guy. Fantastic, we can build another home. Okay, and then we're gonna get that wooden house. You know what, let's put 2 more builders, because if I remember correctly, the builders are what builds, you know, stuff. The same goes with the roads. So if you have 2 builders on the wooden house, the other 2 builders will either assist with getting resources to the wooden house, or they will walk around, gather stone, and build the stone roads. So if you have extra villagers and you don't really have any sort of use to actually get them to manually gather resources for you, that can be a very good idea. And now that I actually look at it, it's starting to get a little bit far away from manually gathering that. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to actually plan on getting one of these. And this looks very odd, but I'm going to get a bridge over here, and that in time will make them go and fetch that, and I can get more wood, stone, and are there any iron in here? I can't see it, if any. There's some iron over here, so that's good. Okay, fantastic, fantastic, fantastic indeed. This is fantastic. Ruinville is expanding, and we are currently 16, 18, 19, 20... No, 16, 18, 19, 20. No, 16, 17, 18, 20, 26 people. Sorry, I had to count in my own language there for a second. There's currently no one in the graves. We have room for 90 graves. Fantastic. I enjoy just building a big cemetery if I'm first going to build something in the first place, because, you know, it's a cemetery. You know, you gotta have room for it, just in case people die en masse. Like what once happened. Oh, it was so annoying. I had a gigantic city. Oh, it was so lovely. 1,500 people. And then a tornado just started to ravage through the countryside, killing, I think it was 60 people, 200 animals, like sheep, chickens, cows. It was horrible. I lost so much infrastructure, and now we have a lot of tools. We can turn you off, because then we don't need that for a while. We then have 2 laborers, and they will gather resources for us in time, I think, till we can, well, we can actually gather these trees here. Fantastic. And with this, we'll be able to get this stone road up and running. I'm getting a little bit low on stone though, so I might as well fetch this stone over here. Doing this, spreading this out, will make it go slower, since I only got 2 laborers. And now I can go down, since the house has been built. We have people moving in. The current reserve of stone is low, but no fear indeed. When the reserve of stone is low, and there's still stone to be had, I can't remember if it was that they will manually go and search for stone, because, you know, for example, here the wooden bridge is not completed, they don't have enough stone to complete it, then the builders themselves as well will go manually looking for stone. It's not very effective, because they will just take whatever stone they can carry back to the wooden bridge, but it will help a little bit in getting this bridge finished, and after that I can build a small road stretching out a little bit, and that'll help improving the production and gathering of resources. And we're currently at early winter. Soon the stream will end as we approach the new springtime, but now we have another student has enrolled out of the Academy of Runeville, proudly showing the diploma. I'm having way too much fun playing this game here. I mean, it is good, and I enjoy playing it. It's not that. I mean, it would be very boring, I suppose, watching a kind of gameplay where nothing is happening. I don't talk at all. I don't enjoy it. That would be very counterproductive, yeah. So, yeah. Gathering a little bit extra stone. This wood here has been gathered. And once I get more stone, people will be able to continue building the roads. And I'm still using the Scottish accent there for 1 second, mate. Yes. Aye, mate, pause the tunes. Of course, your jobby cake. Do not actually use that word. Jobby cake, basically in Scottish dialect, is a very childish way of saying poopy cake, or poop cake, or feces, or, you know, cake as a feces. So, yeah, don't use that word. I learned it from my best friend in Scotland. So, yeah. It was a little bit sad though. I was visiting Scotland recently during the summer. Visited my best friend in Scotland, and it was this point where I was, you know, in his apartment. I was just chilling, and I was just standing in the window at his flat. It was very high up on the ground, and it ended up that, you know, there were some kids playing down in the streets, and I, you know, because, you know, I have been working in kindergartens, you know, as a substitute teacher in the school, I am used to kids, and I really like kids. A lot of people say that they're scared of kids, or like it's horrible working in a school with kids, and, you know, all that. But, you know, personally, I like it. But what happened is that he said that you better get away from the window and not look at the kids, because if anyone sees you actually looking at a child in Scotland, they will just start to shout pedo. Well, most likely if you're a man, but and that really broke my heart, because it's really sad that, for example, a friend of him that had or someone he knew had a kid. He went to the park with, you know, said child. I think it was son or daughter, I can't remember. And he was sitting at the bench looking at, you know, his kid, you know, just making sure, you know, the kid was okay. And someone comes along and stares at him and calls him pedo, where he just gets so angry and just say, "That's my fucking kid, you fucking," you know, can't, you know, a lot of Scottish swear words. And it is a bit sad how some cultures or stigma of men being predators can make it a bit scary for men to actually, you know, wanting to work with kids. And it is really sad, because, you know, I personally love to work with kids. I really loved the kindergarten work, even though it was hard work. You got really tired from it, but in the beginning I was so scared, because I was the only guy working in the kindergarten. I was so scared what people would believe. Oh my god, the parents, they see a man, will they think I'm just someone weird? And it did end rather well. It was fantastic work. Everyone was so nice. The kids, well, I think I did give off a small, at least positive impression, which was really nice. I feel so happy that they, after, for example, like 2 months when I hadn't been working there for a while, and I returned, a lot of the kids met me in the doorway giving me a hug, and oh my god, That is so cute when the kids are genuinely happy to see you. That, oh, that's the best feeling in the world. But yeah, that's a bit enough talk of random stuff like that. Okay, so we gotta gather more stone though, because we still need more stone, because I still want to build these stone roads. We have managed to finish, yes, we managed to finish, no, we're not finished this wooden bridge yet. What a deuce! Well, it's getting cold though, and they only got hide coats. If you can get warm coats, they will be able to work out longer in the cold weather. 98% complete. Where are you going? Oh, you're gathering food. Okay, that's a good excuse. You're allowed to eat. Okay, so now we've got 2 people here. I'm gonna build another house, and I'm gonna put you there. And I'm gonna put the extra road there because the house is touching that. Can this be placed here? Yes, it can indeed, sir. And we have a 17-year-old there. And a 16-year-old woman there. We have otherwise not that else. Okay, so we're just gonna build this house then, because then at least this house will be for future planning. Okay, so this bridge has now been built. Amazing, fantastic, and all. Wait a minute. What are these building? Oh, right, they're building the house. Ugh, sorry. My brain just dumped there a little bit. I didn't understand why. Okay, so we gotta remove some resources over here so we can get some extra wood and stone. Fantastic. And we gotta increase the priority for work in this area. And actually gonna increase the priority for this particular area first, so that they won't just go over here, fetch some stuff and then back. That's something I found very annoying sometimes. You can place a large reclaim order, or gather of stone and wood, and instead of going for this tree down here, they will go all the way back here until the point where you placed it lastly, and then go back home and then just seemingly at random choose trees to chop down. And I'm not sure what the computer think when they do it, but at the same time I suppose it makes sense. Okay, so now I gotta get more stone roads so we can increase the speed people move here from the workplace. Okay, there we go. And late winter, we are almost finished here now for today. I'm just gonna see if I can finish this road, and I will call it a day then. Because I'm getting a little bit tired. It's getting late, and I should go to bed, even though I don't want to. It is weekend, but I soon have exams coming up, and ooh, those exams, man. A little bit spooky. Okay, there we go. Okay, so the orders for building have been placed. There we go. Soon the roads of stone will be placed. I'm going to put this there, getting a little bit of extra road, and there we go. And this house will soon be built, and food-wise, we are still doing good. You are giving me a lot of venison. You are giving me a lot of food there. So we get a lot of there. We get some fish here. Wow, 500 fish from one guy. What the hell? We're still on 700, which is very good. We are gonna plus things up indeed. Okay. There we go. Now we just gotta plus this. People are gonna gather these resources. We still have enough amount stored firewood. I didn't have to actually get any more firewood this season, which is good because I don't have that many houses yet. I might consider just upgrading some of the houses though. That will save me some firewood in the future. It does cost me a lot of resources. 10 iron, 40 stone and 24 wood though. So it is a bit of an investment. I'll think about it for later though, as it is a big investment. Okay, so currently they are building the stone roads. Fantastic. The reserve of stone is low, but we are getting more stone at the current time. And yeah, fantastic. Come on, get some more stone. Smashing. Smashing indeed. Runeville is really expanding slowly, and we can soon build, for example, some more houses on this side, some more fishing docks on this side here perhaps, and house here to make the workplace seem not that far away. So indeed, and people, at least, well, people are not dead yet, so the cemetery makes very nice idle chilling ground. Well, that's seems a bit like dark humor, but you know, no one's dead yet, so they're just idling in the big open field there. Okay, fair enough. The house is almost done, and after that the 3 builders will then work on the stone roads, which have... Oh, the stone roads have been built. Never mind then. And we're gonna now get this done here, and there we go, and we're gonna do that. Boom, and speed it up. Get a few more builders on this road here. They're gonna fetch more stone from these areas. I have fetched a lot of equipment early summer. Next summer, actually, I believe I can start the production of some crops to get a little bit more extra variety in my food assortment, because I think people are starting to get a little bit sick of this, but I got a big difference in food. I mean, look at this. They have berries, mushrooms, venison, onions, fish. Well, herbs can't technically be eaten in that sense, but they can use it as spice, like they find thyme, rosemary, and stuff like that. Thyme and garlic are very good if you're sick, so in that sense, and garlic and thyme can be used as seasoning, so in that sense they can technically eat the herbs. So yeah, and roots, so they're gonna get a lot of iron in them, they're gonna get a lot of vitamins, and the fish will give them the oil they need to stay healthy. The venison will give them proteins, the berries will give them, well, sugar a little bit in natural form. So indeed, fantastic smashing and all that stuff. There we go. Okay, now they're gonna build a road, and with that, I gotta say, I'm gonna end this stream here now and save this. And yeah, these 2 here were just some testing I did, trying to get something going. And with this, I'm gonna end the stream, and I thank you to everyone that stopped by, and you know, really flattering and really nice of you to drop by. It's really cozy that you wanted to share this moment and look at how the village takes form, and hopefully some of the tips were useful if you want to play it yourself in the future. And if you have any tips or questions and stuff like that that you wondered about in the future, as I will play this more, let me know. And if you want to keep watching this and other games that I plan on playing, for example, tomorrow I plan to play some Age of Empires 2 and stream it on Twitch, I think. And if you want to see more of different stuff that I do, you know, feel free to follow me on here on Twitch. And yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching this, and I hope you have a fantastic night onwards. Good night and good evening, and have a wonderful weekend.